Hall of Famer Rick Farrell has just tossed a ceremonial first pitch, and he did it right from the rubber all the way to Lance Parrish, 60 feet 6 inches. A good toss. I call it a strike by Rick Farrell. Now Milt Wilcox doing a little pawing away in front of the rubber, and he is about to begin his final warm-up tosses. Getting back to Charlie Leibrandt, he won one and lost one this year against the Tigers. Surprised a few of the Tigers with his outstanding effort here in Detroit back on August 5th when he won one of the 2 games of a doubleheader sweep by the Royals. He went 8 innings of a 4-0 shutout victory for Kansas City. The next time out, he was the losing pitcher when the Tigers returned the favor. They went to Kansas City and swept 3 games. And in the game Leibrandt started, the Tigers took a 9-5 victory. Charlie went 5 in the 3rd innings, allowing 9 hits and 6 runs, walked 1 and had 1 strikeout. Now, in the earlier game when he pitched shutout ball, he allowed 5 hits and no runs over the 8 innings, walked 3 and struck out 2. That was here at Tiger Stadium. Wilcox, as did Leibrandt, split his starts against Kansas City. 1 victory, 1 loss. He lost here on August 3rd, going just 3 innings. The Royals got to him early for 6 hits and 6 runs. Milt struck out 5 over that short span, walked only 1. And Bud Black wound up getting the win. And then the following week when the Tigers were in Kansas City, it was Wilcox getting the decision. In an 8-4 Tiger victory, Milt went 6 in the 3rd innings, allowed just 3 hits and 3 runs. And then Aurelio Lopez and Willie Hernandez finished off the Wilcox victory. Willie Wilson, whom the Tigers say, as does Wilcox, is the key to holding down or starting Kansas City's offense. About to step toward home plate, but he's being held back right now. Wilcox has completed his warm-ups, and again, it's a little bit of a television delay. Now Wilson heads toward the plate and heading to the microphone for Game 3 of the playoffs. Here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Carey, and thanks for those good pregame comments. As Willie Wilson steps in, indeed, he is the igniter on this team. He's had a hit in each one of the previous games, but he's not scored a run in the series yet. Wilcox ready, the wind-up and the pitch, and Willie fouls it away, swinging late on the Wilcox fastball. We're underway in the game that the Tigers hope will be the last one in the playoffs. Outfield slightly toward left on Willie Wilson, batting left-handed against the right-hander. Here's his strike on the inside corner. Mr. Deegan goes up with the right hand. 2 quick strikes on the leadoff man. Wilcox ready, deals again. There's a little hop fly that'll drift in the seats over on the left side of the plate. Strike 2, still the count on the leadoff hitter. Wilcox, a very good forkball. He also throws a slider. He does not really throw a curve as such. And about 85 miles per hour with his fastball. Strike 2 pitch. It is a ball inside, and the count is 1-2. Castillo at third, Trammell at short, Whitaker at second. Evans is at first base. Herndon, Lemon, and Gibson make up the outfield. Parrish is catching. Just getting underway at Tiger Stadium. Willie Wilson swings and fouls it away out of the middle. Parrish. Breeze tonight is blowing from the right field corner toward the left. Coming out of the southeast. Wilson digging in again, 1-2, the count on him. Here's the motion by Wilcox, the right-handed deals. Here's a swing and a little pop foul off a third. Castillo digging near the tarp roll, and he cannot get it. He hit the tarp roll. The fan reached out, and I think got the ball. Marty didn't have much of a chance because it was a very low arc to that little pop fly. He kept racing over to the tarp roll in front of the barrier, back of third base. Fan reaching over the railing, and it was the fan who touched the ball. That keeps Wilson alive. A 1-2 pitch to Willie on the way. He takes a low breaking ball from Wilcox, 2-2. Willie Wilson, a high ball hitter. They try to keep the ball away from him if they can, and he'll punch that ball to left. They've got Herndon over near the line in left. Here's the pitch. He swings the ground ball to short. Trammell has it. Here's the throw in the dirt. Evans picks it up. He's out. Good pickup by Evans. Not a good throw by Trammell. And the speedy Wilson is the first out of the game. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. You're listening to Tiger Baseball on Radio 76, a great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR Detroit. WJR stands for sports. Left-hand batting Pat Sheridan today played, a young man from Wayne, Michigan, and he swings and fouls it away. And once again, a left-hand hitter hitting that ball late and fouling to the left of the plate. Here's the pitch, and he takes one low. 1-1 they count on Patrick. Did not have a hit in the first two games. Standing very deep and waiting. Here's the windup by Milt. He deals a let-up that is high. Marty Castillo staying in close on Sheridan. Eastern Michigan product waiting on a 2-1 delivery. Here it comes. He swings as a slashing drive to left, but it's foul into the Tiger bullpen. He may have broken his bat on that one.
Well, if he didn't, he doesn't like the bat because he's going to trade it in for another one.
Got that pitch in on the handle. And considering the spot, the location of the pitch, he hit it very hard. But he'll get a new piece of lumber.
That said, he got a chance to get out and see the family. Their club came in at 4:30 in the morning. But as a result of that, they didn't have that scheduled workout yesterday, so he got home.
Royals arrived even later than the Tigers did, although they left the ballpark earlier after that second game. Here's the pitch. It is a strike. Oh, he stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by. Struck him out. 2 outs for Wilcox. And here is George Brett, who always seems to be his best in postseason play. Brett with a couple of singles in the series so far, 2 for 9. Left-hand batter still not 100%. George gets some dirt on his hands before he steps in there to face Wilcox. 2 out first inning. The game has just started. Nobody on base. Wilcox has stepped down the first 2. Brett waiting, and the left-hand batter takes a wide one that missed the outside corner. George Order waiting at the on-deck circle. He's a DH for Dick House's team tonight. Here's the motion by Milt. The pitch on the way. It's a let-up in close around the knees, 2-0. Brett started this year as one of the lifetime 300 hitters in the American League. In 11 years, his lifetime mark, 316. Now waiting on a 2-0 delivery from Milt. And he takes the strike on the outside corner. Rod Carew with a 331 average, the top man in the Major League's lifetime at the start of the season. Cooper was another 300 hitter, and Griffey another one in the American League. They are the ones. Here's a pitch. Swung on. Fly ball. Right field. Not very deep. In comes Gibson. He's waiting. He's got it. And they go 1-2-3 in the KC first. At the end of a half inning, it's Kansas City 0, Detroit coming to bat.
Quick.
What?
What's wrong with my car?
Sir, this is a Murray's Discount Auto Store. We're not mind readers.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's that big pink car parked on the hill up there.
That's not much of a hint.
It's not much of a car.
Oh.
My brother-in-law sold it to me for $85.
Is that all?
No, he also threw in this huge pink toolbox.
That's not what I meant.
What did you mean?
I meant $85.
Well, there's a few problems. Like this was hanging from underneath it.
Oh, you have brake trouble.
I do?
Sure, that's an emergency brake cable for a 1972.
That's what I need. The other places I tried didn't even hear of this
Well,
kind.
not surprising. At Murray's, we have your parts. We don't dabble in parts. They're our business.
I can see that.
We didn't become Michigan's largest discount auto stores just because of discount prices.
Uh-huh.
Did you say your car was parked up there on that hill?
That's where I left it. Big pink car.
Uh-huh. You'll need one of these soon.
Brake cable.
Mhm.
I can paint it pink.
Hurry to Murray's and save on Shell 10W40, 10W30, or 30-weight motor oil, just 49 cents a quart after manufacturer's rebate.
58, 59, midnight, one day closer to snow. Now that Snapper makes single and two-stage snow throwers, some people can't wait for snow to begin. I think it's getting colder. And no wonder. Snapper's snow throwers make snow removal a snap with more features for the money. Snapper uses a special rubber-lined auger system to cut through even heavy crusted snow without damaging the cement. You get a steel swivel discharge chute to aim the snow where you want it to go. With Snapper credit, you won't make a payment till 1985. Interest accrues from date of purchase. And if you buy now, you get Snapper's pre-season snow thrower special. Free electric start, even on the smallest model. It's snowing. Where?
Anchorage, Alaska.
See your Snapper dealer today for the snow throwers people are excited about. And free electric start. It's snowing now. That's dandruff.
Oh.
Snapper snowblowers with free electric start now at Warren Co-op on Chicago Road in Warren and Stutz Hardware on Telegraph in Dearborn Heights.
Kansas City blanked in the first inning by Wilcox. Now the Tigers' turn. They'll be facing Charlie Liebrandt, the left-hander. Liebrandt with a record of 11-7. Basically, he is a curveball pitcher, throws a lot of breaking pitches, not overpowering with his fastball. Talking about those 300 hitters a lifetime in the National League at the start of the season, there were a few more than in the American. These are batters who had played at least 10 years. Madlock, 317. Dave Parker, 305. Pete Rose, 306. Al Oliver, 305. And Steve Garvey at an even 300. Quite a feat to be that consistent and be a lifetime 300 hitter when you've played 10 years or more. Drew Whitaker, fellow who very seldom takes batting practice. He was taking a little batting practice tonight, and he took it with his warm-up jacket on. And he'll be leading off for the Tigers. After Whitaker, it'll be Trammell and then Gibson. Whitaker in the game on Tuesday scored a run in the first inning. He was safe on an error. He also had a single. And in the opening game, he had a single. So he's had 2 hits in the 2 games. Here's the wind-up by Liebrandt. Swing, line drive to left, and no foul. He went for the very first pitch and punched it hard, but punched it foul to left field.
I've got one of my kids.
Bill Deegan, the ex-American League umpire, working under strike conditions back at the plate. John Bible at first, Randy Crystal is at second, and Doug Cozy is the umpire at third. Here's the pitch, and Lou takes a good curve in from the left-hander Liebrandt, strike 2. Dick Zivick is the umpire down the right field line, and Dick Runchie is the umpire down the left field line. Here's the motion, the pitch to Lou, swung on, hit in the air, short, left center field. Under it is Willie Wilson, and he puts it away for the out. Whitaker flies to short, left center to Wilson. Here's Alan Trammell. Alan, the hitting star in the opening game, with a home run, a triple, a single, and a couple of walks. And then in the Tuesday night game, had one single, little pop fly to right. Right-hander against the left-hander. No score, first inning, 1 out, nobody on by the Tigers. Here's the pitch. He starts to bunt and takes a strike. It was a fastball on the outside corner. Now, these umpires, substitute umpires, have a pay scale that is not dependent on the length of the series. The 3 umpires working the full series will receive $10,000 per man, regardless of the length of the series, whether it goes 3 or 4 or 5 games. Here's the pitch. Trammell backs off from an inside curve, 1-1. Now, the 6 umpires who worked 1 game each in Kansas City received $2,000 each for the game. Here's the wind-up and the pitch on the way. Allen backs off a high curve, 2-1. Liebrandt kicks and fires. There's a strike, a curve in the letters. 2-2 the count on Allen, 1 out, nobody on, no score in the first. Outfield straight up. Lee Brandt delivers. Here's a ground ball to third. It'll go foul. Well, the Tigers have not won a game at home against Kansas City since April the 18th. Took them 10 innings to win that one. They won it 4-3. Won them all, as you remember, out in Kansas City. Now the 2-2 pitch to Allen. It's in the dirt. We go to the full count on Trammell. Charlie Lee Brandt opened the season in Omaha, and they brought him up the last of May. Here's the windup and the pitch. It is a ball. Oh, he walked him. There's the first runner by either team. Trammell gets the one-out walk. And here's Gibson. Kirk in the first game of the series had a couple of singles. Then he had a double and a home run in the second game. So he is 4 for 9 in the postseason play. Left-hander against the left-hander. Man on first. No score. First inning. Tigers at bat against Charlie Lee Brandt. Outfield is to right on Gibson, and here's the pitch. He takes the fastball at the belt. It's inside. He's set by the left-hander. The pitch on the way to Gibson. Swung on line drive. Base hit to right field. Trammell comes into second and will hold there on the sharp single. The ball hit very hard. Bounced right to the glove of the right fielder Sheridan. The Tigers have 2 on and 1 out. Trying to follow the pattern that they've followed all season, getting out in front early. They have, in the first 2 games of this series, scored 2 runs in each first inning. Now here's Parrish, who had 33 home runs in the regular campaign and is a brand new papa. Here's a set by Lee Brandt. The pitch is a ball outside on Lance. He's had a home run, a double, and a single in the 2 games. Ashley Lynn was born yesterday. The 3rd child in the Parrish family. Here's the set and the pitch on the way. Parrish swings and misses on a let up toward the outside. 1-1 on the big catcher. Trammell on second, Gibson on first. 1 man down, a scoreless first inning. Capacity crowd at Tiger Stadium. Trammell short lead at second. White trying to keep him close. Gibson can get a big lead. At first base, Balboni behind him. Fastball in too close. 2-1 on Parrish. Lee Brandt, tall and lanky. 6'3", weighs about 200. From Fairfield, Ohio. He's a native of Chicago. Here's the set by Charlie. And he pitches, and Parrish swings at the ground ball to third. Brett has it. Here's the throw to second. Out at second. And on to third goes Trammell. Safe at first is Parrish. Good play by Brett. He fielded the ball deep at third at the bag. Fired over to White for the force out. They could not get a double play, and the Tigers have 2 out and runners at the corners. That ball was fair only by a foot or so, and Brett fielded it deep at third. So that leads it up to Herndon in a scoreless first inning. And got the outfield almost straight up on Larry. He's been pulling the ball much better in the last month of the season. But often he will hit the outside pitch to right center. Time call by umpire Deegan.
And they're playing him to try to cut off the gaps, too. Not as a pull hitter, giving him the right field line.
Here's a step. The pitch. He takes a high curve outside. Infield back. They can play the ground ball at second or first in this situation. Larry Herndon waiting. 2 men on, 2 men out. Here's a pitch. He swings and misses on a breaking pitch that dipped down and away from him. 1-1 the count on Larry. Brandt to the set, delivers, and Herndon takes an inside fastball, 2-1. Don Slaught is catching. In fact, Dick Hauser has about the same lineup he's had in all the games. Brett at third, Concepcion at short. White is at second, Balboni at first. Sheridan is in right, Wilson in center. And Motley is the left fielder. 2-1, the count on Herndon. No score first inning. Time called by Deegan. And Larry again steps away from the plate. Now Lee Brandt to the set on the mound. He pitches 2-1 to Herndon. He swings and fouls it away. 2-2. So they're 2 on and 2 out, and a 2-2 count on the hitter. Lee Brandt takes a little bit more time, now steps off the slab, and time once again called. Here's the set by Charlie. He pitches. Herndon swings and misses, and we go to the second inning. The game tied 0-0.
Again, here's Uncle Gus, along with his irascible nephew, Vic, brought to you by Little Caesars.
Uncle Gus, are you really serious about running for president?
Absolutely.
Well, if you were president, how would life be better?
Well, for you, it wouldn't be.
Huh?
But for me, things would be a lot better, because I'd be president.
Oh.
I'd be powerful.
Uh-huh.
I'd be rich.
Yes, I don't think you can get elected based on that.
I'd be vengeful. I'd remember that you said that.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
I'll have the CIA throw eggs at your house.
Tell me, what is your campaign strategy?
Debates.
Debates. And what would you debate?
Just one issue, the pizza issue.
The pizza issue?
Yes, I intend to debate the other candidates on the best place to go for pizza.
And that is?
Little Caesars. Want to debate it?
Well, of course not. Most people already know that Little Caesars is the best place to go for pizza. They pile on more cheese than practically anybody, and only Little Caesars has pizza. You pay for one delicious pizza and get two.
You've just given me an idea for a great campaign slogan.
I have?
2 pizzas in every pot and a chicken in every garage.
Now at Little Caesars, get Tiger player glasses while supplies last.
Allied Delivery Systems.
Yes, sir.
I've checked your prices.
Then you know that Allied delivers for less.
That's why I've called you. Size I like the color of your trucks.
Blue with yellow stripes.
That's right.
Do you have something to ship?
Me, I'm a traveling salesman. I need to be picked up daily and delivered next day in Detroit.
Sir.
And on succeeding days in the rest of Michigan, all of Ohio, and Indiana.
But, sir.
Understand Allied delivers any size or weight.
Package or shipment, sir.
5/8.
Sir.
And 150 strips.
Stripped?
Of course, you never can tell about those drugstore scales.
Allied Delivery System. From you to them for less.
The Armour Food Company is proud to have contributed more than $4,500 to Michigan-based charities with over 175 Armour Star home runs in this championship season. Armour says, go Tigers.
A feeling out process in the opening inning. The Royals went down 1-2-3. The Tigers had a mild threat going there, but Herndon struck out with runners at first and third to end it. And we've got a 0-0 deadlock as Wilcox tunes up for the second inning here at Tiger Stadium. If there is a game tomorrow, Jack Morris will be the Tiger pitcher, and Bud Black will be on the mound for the visiting Royals. And then, should a game be necessary on Sunday, the pitching selections will be Dan Petrie against Brett Saberhagen. Incidentally, each one of those games is now scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. Originally, the Sunday game was set to be a night game, but it has been changed, if necessary, to be a day game, and it will start at 1 o'clock. Wilcox is through with his warm-ups, and George Orders, who's had one hit in the series, a triple, will be leading it off. He's the DH, the left-hand batter. Very fine bat control, and at times has surprising power. George Order. Here's a windup by Wilcox. No score, second inning. And George swings and misses on a breaking pitch. This year against Wilcox, he's had 3 hits and 8 trips. No score, second inning. Casey at bat. Milt delivers. Here's a tap foul down past the third base coach, Mike Ferraro, the one-time Cleveland Indian manager, and one-time third base coach, for the Yankees. Wilcox 1-1 against the Royals during the regular season, and a career mark of 6-7 against Kansas City. Big right-hand veteran pitcher now pitching to George Order, leading it off. No score, second inning, and Order fouls it away. Milt, a young rookie pitcher back in 1970, was the winner in the deciding game of the National League playoffs. Sparky Anderson's first year at Cincinnati, and Milt got the win over Pittsburgh. Here's the strike two pitch. High fastball, left the shoulder, 1-2. That clinching victory came to Wilcox on the same day as the month as this one, October the 5th. 5. Here's the pitch. High again. He didn't chase it. 2-2, the count on Order. Tonight is the birthday of Aurelio Lopez. So happy birthday to Senor Smoke on this date. Here's the 2-2 pitch to George Order. And he swings as a line drive right at the first baseman Evans for the out. Ball hit hard directly to Evans' glove. Darrell Motley will be the batter, the outfielder. He's a right-hand hitter. This is Darrell's first full year with Kansas City. He was up with him a couple of times. At 81, he played 42 games, and last year, most of the year at Evansville, but he got in 19 games for the Royals. Young man from Portland, Oregon. Stands deep. He's a stocky right-hand batter. 2 for 8 in the series. He takes the strike. Wilcox won some big games for the Tigers this year, especially at a time when Petrie and Morris was slumping somewhat. He stepped into the breach and did his job. Here's the strike one pitch. Motley swings and misses on the change. He pulled the trigger much too soon on that one. Motley's been in the Kansas City system all of his career. When he played at Evansville last year, he was on loan. Here's the strike two pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's the second strikeout for Wilcox. Steve Balboni, the big, hard-swinging first baseman, right-hand batter, ready to step in now. Outfield deep to the left on Steve. He's had one hit in the 2 games, 1 for 8, a single. There's a curveball outside. Big guy from Eckerd College down there in Florida. Close stance hitter, tremendous power when he gets his pitch. No score, second inning. Balboni swings and misses on a floater. 1-1 the count on him. Wilcox is great at changing speed and with a good variety of pitches, too. Now the 1-1 delivery to Balboni. There's a fastball, and he threw it by him. Strike 2. So he sets him up with a real slow one outside and then comes in with a hard one. No score, second inning. The Royals at bat against Wilcox. 2 out, nobody on for KC. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Steve digging in now. They try to pitch him outside. Breaking stuff away from him. Let's see what Wilcox does now with the 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one's inside, and it was a breaking ball, and he backed off. 3-2. A little bit of a breeze blowing from right toward left. Here's the look in now by Wilcox, a 3-2 pitch with 2 out and nobody on. And Balboni takes it, a high floater. He walks him. That's the game's first runner for KC. 2 out walk to Balboni. Brings A dangerous hitter to the plate, Frank White. Another high fastball hitter. Frank's had one hit in the first two games of this set. First several years, White did not have much power. But he can generate power now. Hit 17 home runs in the regular campaign. Man at first, Balboni. He's not any threat as a base runner. They'll have Evans play between him and the bag, a little bit behind him. And Don Slaught is on deck. Great turnout here at the Tiger Stadium. The first game at Detroit in this playoff set. Here's the stretch, the pitch. He swings and misses. Wilcox done one thing, getting that first pitch over. Almost everybody. Tigers didn't score in the first inning of this game. The first game they failed to score in the playoff. Now Milt ready, deals again. There's a ball outside. 1-1, the count on White. George Kell, Al Kaline, Charlie Gehringer, Rick Farrell, all Hall of Famers watching this ball game. Rick threw out the first pitch tonight. Swing and a miss on a big slow curve. Rick Farrell showed us a good arm, Paul.
Yes, he got it all the way to the plate. I called it a strike.
A lot of those first ball throwers, they cheat a little bit. They don't get up on the mound. They edge up to the plate maybe 5 or 6 feet, sometimes more. 1-2. That's the count on White. 2 out, 1 on. That's Balboni at first base. He walked. This is a scoreless tie, Tiger Stadium. The KC Royals at bat in the second. Here's a pitch to White, and he takes the ball in close. 2-2. Milt thought he had the corner on that one. Bill Deegan did not agree. A Tiger victory tonight would give them their 9th American League pennant. Not any kind of a lead for Balboni at first base. Here's the set now by Wilcox, and the pitch is high. That one slipped away from him. One of those inside curves. Same one that he pitched to Balboni. And once again, the Royals take Wilcox to 3-2. No score. Second inning. 2 out, 1 on for the Royals. Wilcox delivers. White swings. Fly ball. Not deep. It's in short left field. Trammell going back. Herndon's there, and Herndon makes the catch. Trammell just got out of the way, and it had got a little scary there for a moment. Put out 7. Herndon pulled it in at the last split second, and the Royals are out in their second inning. The Tigers bat in the second. The game remains scoreless.
Republic Airlines would like to congratulate the Detroit Tigers on their division-winning season. And speaking of winning seasons, Republic has a great score for you when you fly to Boston. Only $49 one way on any one of their 7 nonstops every business day. Seats are limited, so hurry. No matter what pitch you hear, no one has a lower fare than $49. And for frequent flyers, there's something extra. Republic automatically gives you 2,000 miles towards a free ticket anywhere Republic flies. Remember, no one but Republic has a $49 fare to Boston, and seats are going fast, even quicker than a fastball. So don't get caught out in left field. Call your travel agent or Republic Airlines for information and reservations. Now go get 'em and bring the pennant back to Detroit.
Now's the perfect time to plan for a colorful showing of flowers in your yard next spring. Come to Frank's for the spring flowering bulbs you'll need. We have hyacinth, daffodil, lily, and iris bulbs, plus many others. You can be sure of getting a wide selection at a good price by coming to Frank's now. All of your favorite varieties of spring bulbs are in stock right now at Frank's. They're fresh, healthy, and guaranteed.
No score. The Tigers bat in the second against Charlie Lee Brandt. We told you that some of the people from the region have been added as umpires in this game. Doug Cozy, age 53, lives in Brighton, Michigan. He works as a school administrator and has 25 years experience umpiring in professional leagues, the Olympics, and the College World Series. Richard Runche is 33. He lives in Plymouth. and employed by Detroit Diesel. And he's had 10 years experience in 3 minor leagues and at the college level. And Richard Zivick is age 48. He lives in Oak Park and works as a salesman for Union Carbide. He's had 18 years experience in CAA playoffs and college level games. And the regular umps who came over from Kansas City are here with us. John Bible, Randy Crystal, and the man back at the plate, Bill Deegan. Here's Garbey to try to get it going for the Tigers. Game scoreless. LeBrant delivers, and Barbaro takes the ball low. 2 for 6 in the playoffs for Mr. Garbey. Each one of those hits, a single. After Garbey, it'll be Lemon and then Evans. LeBrant, the breaking ball pitcher, left hand's one to the plate, and this one breaks too far inside. Garbey's given the Tigers some good clutch hitting in 1984. Now he swings and hits one up the middle. It's off the gun of Bryant, picked up by White. It'll be a base hit for Garbey. White grabs it back at second, and Garbey slaps a single through the middle. Seems to me, Paul, he hits the ball up the middle a great deal.
He does a lot, and he hits the ball sharply up the middle, generally.
Here's Chet Lemon, who has been collared in both games of this series. He's looking for his first hit. Well, the Tigers had Chester out very early taking extra batting practice. He worked hard in the batting cage before any of his teammates came out. At a .287 season, here's the set by LeBrant. Garbey at first base. Lemon takes the strike. He got a fastball over.
Yeah, Chet was out here in the middle of the afternoon taking his cuts. But that was his decision.
Stands very near the plate. He likes that ball up and tight on him. There's one there, but he didn't handle it. It was jamming him, and he fouled it back out of play. 2 strikes. Most of the time, the opposition works Lemon with slow stuff toward the outside. No score. We're in the second inning. The third game of the American League playoffs. The Tigers have won the first 2. This one's 0-0. Here's the set now by Charlie LeBrant. The left-handed deals, and Lemon takes a wide one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Tigers have a couple of hits off Charlie. A single by Gibson in the first, a single by Garbey leading off here in the second. They also had a walk in the first inning, but they couldn't get him around and left 2 men on. Now the set for the 1-2 delivery. LeBrant deals. Lemon swings. Line fouled. It's down past third base. He hit it hard, but he pulled it. And it's bounced into the front row, where a gentleman from Lewiston, Michigan, will take that one home. Now Lemon digging in again. It's a 1-2 count on him. Charlie LeBrant, the left-hander, flips it over to first base. Garbey back safely. Well, we're glad to report that Dick Wakefield has gotten out of the hospital. He was in Lorraine Community Hospital. He's up and at him again, the old Tiger outfielder. Here's the pitch. Lemon swings, a little tapper hit toward short. Brett cuts it off. He'll go to second. They get the out there on Garbey. It'll be a force, and Lemon is safe at first. Brett to White is the way that one went. 1 down, 1 on, and here comes Darrell Evans. Evans 2 for 6 in the playoff game. In the first game, he had a single and a double. Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher. Here's the set, the pitch, and Darrell takes the fastball low. No runs, no hits for the Orioles. The Tigers have no runs and 2 hits. Pitchers right now holding the upper hand in this one. Lemon trying to get a lead. Balboni holding on the bag with Chet. And Chet draws a throw, but he's back safely. They've got Brett very wide of the bag at third. The outfield is pulled around to right on Evans. And the pitch is a ball outside. Generally, I don't think Evans has been pulling the ball that much this year. 2-0, the count on him. LeBrand ready to go to work now. The 2-0 pitch to Darrell. Here it comes. He backed him up with an inside fastball, 3-0. Evans is the kind of hitter who would normally fit the pattern of this pitcher, breaking ball pitcher. He likes the breaking stuff. Now 3-0, the count on the veteran first baseman. Here's the set by Lee Brandt. He pitches, and it's a strike on the outside corner. That time he went to the fastball. Lee Brandt, one-time Cincinnati Red pitcher. Broke in with him in 79. Here's the set by Charlie. And he pitches. Evans swings. There's a line drive to left center. Base hit. Clemens turning second, heads to third. Willie Wilson has the ball. Evans holds with a long single, getting Lemon to third. Evans turned at first base, started down, and then saw that the ball was coming into Frank White, and he checked and held with a single. Rather put runners up the corners again. The Tigers have this situation in the first inning. Now they've got 2 men on and 1 man down. And Slaught goes out for a confab at the mound. Lee Brandt traded by Cincinnati to Kansas City for a minor league pitcher named Bob Tuff. Here's Marty. He's batting 2-3-4 for the regular season. 2 for 5 in the playoff situation. And 1 RBI. They've got the infield and double play depth. It is a scoreless tie, second inning. Man at first, man at third. And he takes a breaking ball on away. Ball 1 on Castillo. Lee Brandt sets and pitches, and there's a high foul. It'll reach the seats on the first base side, 1-1 on Castillo. Lee Brandt celebrated his birthday yesterday, number 28. Here's the set now by Lee Brandt. The pitch is fouled away. Got a fastball in tight and fouled it off. It went back to the screen. 1-2 on Castillo. Eastern Division has dominated lately in the playoffs. They've won 5 straight playoff games. The East has 8 of the last 9. Castillo swings, ground ball to short. Concepcion over to White. There's 1. The relay to first. Not in time. The run scores. Lemon crosses the plate. The Tigers take a 1-0 lead in the second. RBI for Marty Castillo. He hit a roller to Concepcion who flipped it over to White. White's relay to Balboni did not get the double play, and the Tigers lead 1-0. Here's Lou Whitaker. The 3rd straight time in 3 games, the Detroiters have jumped in front. Here's the pitch to Lou, and he takes a slider outside ball 1. Whitaker fly to Willie Wilson in left center. His only trip so far. Two out, 1 on. Lee Brandt delivers. Whitaker looks at a high fastball, ball 2. Nothing. Tigers lead in the second here at Tiger Stadium. Here it comes. He looks at a curve over 2-1, the count on Whitaker. They played him to hit the ball to left throughout the entire series. Well, Wilson over right now, just about where he caught the fly ball in the first inning. Here's a set by Lee Brandt. Runner goes. It's a ball to throw to second. He's safe. The ball gets fast. White. Here comes Marty Castillo to third. He'll make it standing. The throw is cut off at the mound by Balboni. Man at third, 2 out. It'll be a stolen base for Marty Castillo. He was breaking on the pitch. And then an error charged to Slot, the catcher. His throw to the first base side of second. White tried to reach over Castillo and glove it, but he couldn't handle it. Marty got up after his slide and made it easily into third. The pitch was called to ball 3, and the count on Whitaker now is 3-1. Brandt left hands one to the plate. Lou swings a little tapper hit wide at first base. Now Boney picks it up close to the Brandt. He is out. Oh, that was a close play. And the side retired. The Tigers settle for 1, and the Royals bat in the third. Detroit leading 1-0.
Your home. It's more than a place to hang your hat. It's where you live your life and build your memories. So your home has to fit just right. Your local Century 21 professional knows that. So no one listens harder or knows the area better. From the house with the best kitchen to schools with the best teachers, even if there's a busy street between the house and school. See, the Century 21 organization didn't become number 1 by showing more houses. We did it by showing more people the right ones.
Put number 1 to work for you. We know what you're going through. Put number 1 to work for you. Century 21. Century 21.
If you want to sell your home, a Century 21 office can help. They can bring you buyers from across town or across the country. Call a Century 21 office today. Each office independently owned and operated.
Sanders and its employees have been proud to be part of Detroit Tiger baseball this year. Sanders is also proud of its products like Detroit's best ice cream, bakery products still made with fresh butter, the mouth-watering candy made in small batches in their own candy kitchens, and of course the fudge topping that makes a home run everywhere it goes. So there's no better combination than Trammell to Whitaker to Sanders to you. And while you're at Sanders, sign up to win one of 10 authentic Tiger baseball jerseys, no purchase necessary, at participating Sanders stores, serving Detroit since 1875.
Honey Baked brand hams have become such a traditional gift, some people forget you can enjoy them anytime, like right now. Call 689-4890.
Tigers jumping in front here in the second inning. They picked up a run. Marty Castillo's bounce out on the force, getting Lemon home. It's 1-0 Tigers. Wilcox faces the Royals in the third. Had some great pregame activity here. The Wayne State University Symphonic Marching Band entertained before the ball game, and the great Bob Taylor did his usual tremendous job singing the national anthem. And the first ball was tossed out by Hall of Famer Rick Farrell, the Tigers' executive consultant. Next Friday, Rick celebrates his 79th birthday, but he had a lot on the ball out there tonight. Don Slaughter at 264 in the regular campaign steps up now, the right-hand batting catcher. He'll be followed by the number 9 batter, the shortstop Onyx Concepcion. Wilcox on the mound, ready to go to work. 1-0 Tigers in the third. And Slaughter takes a ball outside. One of the few times Wilcox has not gotten that first pitch in for a strike. Slot's had 3 singles in the series so far, 3 for 8, 2 in one game, 1 in the other one. Now the 1-0 pitch to him. He swings and fouls it upstairs. 1-1 the count on Don. Definitely now the number 1 catcher for Dick House's team, Don Slaught. He was captain of the baseball team at UCLA in his college days and has been a Californian all his life. Hails from Rancho Palos Verdes. Here's the windup and the pitch to him, and it's a strike. He cut off that outside corner. Did Mr. Wilcox for that one. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. The Royals have no runs and no hits. There's been 1 error, and it was charged to Slaught last inning on that overthrow at second base. Wilcox checks his sign. Slaught digging in, standing deep, waiting. Here's the pitch. He does not chase an outside let-up. He almost was tempted on that one. And the count 2-2 on him. Slaught really got his chance in '82. He was catching at Omaha, and the regular catcher, John Wathen, who was hurt, broke his ankle. They brought Slaught up, and he's been up ever since. Bent at the knees. He's a good hitter. Here's the motion by Milt. He pitches. Slaught swings. Ground ball to third. It'll go foul. Down, rolling past the Tiger bullpen. Well, we had a little bit of the wave in the first inning. Most of the folks have settled down now, content to watch the action on the diamond. Concepcion waiting on deck. We've got a 1-0 lead. The Tigers in front in the third Kansas City at bat. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Slot swings a ground ball deep first, backing up Evans. Here's Wilcox taking the throw. He got him. Wilcox, a very fine fielding pitcher. Evans backed up, caught the hopper deep, and flipped it over to Milt, covering the bag. 1 up, 1 away, and here's Concepcion. Onix, O-N-I-X is his first name. 0 for 3 in the first game, 0 for 2 in the second. Stands deep, bent at the knees, likes to move into the pitch. 1-0 Tigers, 1 out in the Royal third. Big, slow curve hits the target. Strike 1 on Concepcion. He'll be followed by Willie Wilson. Wilcox with the double pumping motion on the mound. Now kicks and deals. It's a strike. He got a fastball over. Outfield plays him to right. They've got Lemon over in right center. A lot of territory between Herndon and the left field line. Here's the strike 2 pitch. And he swings at the fly ball to left center. Lemon digging. He's there. He's got it. They're 2 down. Didn't hit that ball very hard. 2 out, and Willie Wilson stepping up. He bounced to Trammell the first time at bat. What a difference it made for the Royals when Willie came back into action. Here's the wind-up, and he takes a strike in above the knees on Willie Wilson. Nothing. Tigers lead him in the third. The Royals at bat with 2 out and the bases empty. Here's Wilcox's next pitch to Willie. Ground ball foul just outside of third. Strike 2, the count on him. Willie's had some great batting marks lately, and this previous season he hit .301. Year before that, .332. Then the year before that, .303. .326 year before that. .315 the year before that. That .315 was really his second year in the big leagues. Except for that first year, he's been over that 300 mark. Here's the windup by Milt. He delivers. It's a high outside fastball. 1-2 on Willie Wilson. Pat Sheridan, the Michiganian, waiting on deck. 1-0 Tigers lead in the third. Milt stops in the middle of his pumping motion, and everybody down at the home plate freezes. Now he's ready again for action. The 1-2 pitch to Wilson. He swings and fouls it away. Back of the plate. A 1-2 pitch to Willie, and it is a wide curve 2-2 the count on him. And the first 5 men were retired in order by Wilcox. Then he walked Balboni with 2 out in the second. He picked off the next 3. Now Wilson waiting on a 2-2 delivery. It's on the way. He swings and slices one to left. Here's Herndon near the line. He's there. He's got it. And they go 1-2-3 in the Kansas City third. The Tigers bat in their third. They lead the Royals 1-0.
Roll down your window and listen to this city wasting money. Every business day, hundreds of thousands of executives spend at least 1 hour behind the wheel, stuck in traffic, going nowhere, doing nothing. And even at the conservative rate of $25 an hour, the tab for all this wasted brain power comes to billions a year. No wonder thousands of salespeople, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, and executives are equipping their cars with the remarkable cellular telephone from Ameritech Mobile Communications. With an Ameritech cellular car telephone, you can do more than drive. You can work.
dialing direct to anywhere in the world on your own private line. Get an Ameritech cellular card telephone, because when you're out of touch, you're out of business.
Ameritech basic service now costs just $15 a month, and corporate equipment leases are as low as $49.99 a month. For the authorized agent nearest you, call 1-800-MOBILE-1.
Midnight, one day closer to snow. Now that Snapper makes snow throwers, some people can't wait for snow. I think it's getting colder. And no wonder. Snapper's special rubber-lined auger system and steel swivel discharge chute makes snow removal a snap. And if you buy now, you get Snapper's preseason snow thrower special. Free electric start. I see flake. That's dandruff. Oh. New Snapper snow throwers at your Snapper dealer.
Snapper snowblowers with free electric start, now at Frank's Service Star Hardware on Meringue in Detroit.
Tigers lead them 1-0. Tigers batting against the left-handed Charlie LeBrant of Kansas City in the third. The Tigers scored in the second on the single by Garbe. He was forced by Lemon on the ground ball to George Brett. And then Lemon took third when Evans singled to left center, and he came home when Marty Castillo hit into a force out short to second. And that's the difference in the game. Mr. Tom Monahan, the Tiger owner, is in his private box to the right of us here, back of the plate. He's feeling much better. He had some problems with his neck in Kansas City. He was wearing the neck collar there for a while, but he seems to be in much better shape tonight. And he and the family out to watch the Tigers in action. Here's Alan Trammell now. He walked in the first inning. Charlie LeBrant, the left-hander, kicks and fires, and Tram takes a strike call. Outfield is straight up, and the infield is back. Here's the motion in the pitch. He swings. There's a drive to left. It's deep. Motley going back, and he makes the catch at the auxiliary scoreboard. He had to go to the warning track before he hauled that one in.
Allen hit that ball very well. I don't think the ball is carrying too well here tonight, Ernie.
You're right about that. It's a lot cooler, and the ball's just not taking off the way it has in the daytime. And that drive was not very high. Motley made a good catch because he didn't have much time to get under it. Here's Gibson. He singled his only trip. That was in the first inning. He had a hard line drive to right. Gibson now has 5 for 10 in the playoffs. One of them a home run. Here's the pitch, and he takes a wide curve from LeBrant. 1-0, the count on Gibson. Parrish will follow him. It's a 1-0 lead in the Tiger third. The Tigers on top. LeBrant checks his sign, but Don Slaught now decides he wants to waste a little time, so Gibson steps out of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. He takes a high, tight one under the chin. 2-0, the count on Gibson. That wind is picked up a little bit. It's still blowing from the right field corner, but it's veering a little bit now more toward the plate. It's more out of the east than the southeast. Here's the windup by LeBrant. The pitch, Gibson takes. There's ball 3. That was a fastball, low and away to Gibson. Tried to wave a couple of times in the bleachers. It just didn't get started. Here's the pitch. Gibson's taking. It's a strike called. He was ready to toss the bat away, but he's got to hold on to it. Count is 3-1 on Kirk. Stepping out now to make LeBrant wait a little bit on him. Charlie looks in to get the sign. LeBrant ready to go to work. He winds, he pitches, and Gibson takes the ball outside. He walked him. That's the second walk for the Tigers. Here's Parrish, who hit into a force out the first time at a ground ball to Brett at third base. And it was a good play by George. He caught the ball deep at third, about a foot in fair territory, and gunned it over to White for the force out on Gibson. Grant, who picked up on his hitting in the last couple of weeks of the season, has continued with on into the playoffs. Gibson trying to establish a lead at first base. Balboni holding on the bag with him. He draws a throw, gets back safely. Herndon, the on-deck man for Detroit. They lead the Royals 1-0 here in the third inning. Set by Lee Brandt. He holds it at the belt. And the pitch is a ball low. As he delivered to the plate, Gibson started back for first base on that when he had a good move. 1-0 the count on Lance. Stands deep and a good ways away from the plate. Two-tone stick he waves across there. Now another flip over to first to Balboni. No damage. Gibson back with ease. Here's the Parrish digging in again. 1-0 Tigers lead in the third inning. They've got a man on and the man out. Set by Charlie Leibrandt. He pitches and Parrish swings and misses on an outside delivery. Umpires are dressed in their flannel trousers. Midnight blue sweaters tonight. Now Parrish steps away from the plate. Gibson still has a fair-sized lead. Keeps an eye on Leibrandt. He goes. Here's a pitch swung on, missed. The throw to second. Gibson is safe. He'll get up and go to third. As the ball is picked up by Willie Wilson, he rounds third and holds on. The throw by Wilson cut off at the mound by Balboni. The Tigers running on Slaught. And they've had a couple of steals, and he's thrown 2 away in the first 3 innings. It'll be another error charged to Slaught. Again, White came over to cover, and the throw again was to the first base side as Gibson slid into second. Then he got up and made it easily to third.
Well, that was the slide side, Ernie. That's
right, the old slide side, or the side slide. So that's the second error charged to Slaught. Pull the infield in on the right side on Lance. They'll keep Brett about even with third. The shortstop Concepcion will be deep. It's a 1-2 count on Parrish with 1 out, and he takes a wide one, 2-2. Set by Leibrandt. He pitches and Parrish swings and misses. That's the big strikeout for Charlie Leibrandt with that Tiger at third. Now there are 2 out, a man at third. Herndon bats, and before he does, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. And this is WJR Detroit, the exclusive voice of all American League Tiger baseball playoff games. At third, now there are 2 down. Leibrandt into action, delivers, and Herndon swings and misses. Well, the Tigers left the man stranded at third in the first inning. They did it again in the second, and they've got that possibility here in the third. They've got a 1-0 lead in the third inning. Outfield straight up on Larry. He struck out to end the first inning. He backs off, but inside fastball under the chin, 1-1. Detroit 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. The Royals have no runs, no hits, and they've made 2 errors. Both charged to the catcher Slaught. Tigers are running from first to second each time. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He swings a little pop fly back to White. He's got it, and the Tigers leave a man on third again. We go to the 4th inning. Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
But for you, there's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This touch for you. For you, oh,
Anheuser-Busch?
St. Louis, Missouri. Imagine for a moment just how good you'd look with a golden tropical tan. Think how good you'd look lounging on a warm beach. Now, stop lounging and go to your Sir Speedy Printing Center. Because Sir Speedy wants to give you a trip to Tahiti. That's right. The full-service printers that make you look good with quality printing want to make you look good in Tahiti.
Enter at participating Detroit area Sir Speedy Printing Centers. Contest ends February 15, 1985. No purchase necessary. Must be 18. Offer void where prohibited.
The Armour Food Company is proud to have contributed more than $4,500 to Michigan-based charities with over 175 Armour Star home runs in this championship season. Armour says, go Tigers.
Tigers in the lead, 1-0. We're getting ready for the fourth inning now in this third playoff game. The Tigers winning the first two, and Pat Sheridan, the Michiganian, will lead it off in the Royal fourth. He struck out the first time. Tigers had runners at first and third, didn't score in the opening inning. They scored a run in the second on a single by Garvey, a force out by Lemon. Lemon took third on a single by Evans and came home, and Castillo hit into a force. And Castillo stole second, went to third on the throwing error by Slot, but he was left at third. And in the third inning, Gibson walked with one out, and stole second, went to third on the throwing error by the catcher Slot, but he was left at third as Parrish struck out and Herndon popped to second. Meanwhile, the Royals have had only one runner, a two-out walk to Balboni off Wilcox in the first three innings. We go to the fourth. We go to Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you. Sheridan steps in. Pat was 1 for 4 in the first two games of the series. And as Ernie pointed out, was Wilcox's first strikeout victim in this game. There's a curve swung on and missed. One strike on the former Wayne Memorial High School star. Wilcox goes into that pumping motion, kicks and fires, and it's in a little too close on Sheridan. George Brett is on deck. He'll be followed by George Orta here in the Kansas City fourth inning. Castillo inching in from his third base position. The 1-1 pitch to Pat. Fouled back on the screen on the facing of the broadcast booth. Speaking of the broadcast booths, it looks like we've got 6 originations coming out of here tonight. They had to partition off some of the space to enable 3 different radio transmissions from the ballpark, in addition to the Royals and Tigers network feeds. There's a ground ball down the first base side. Evans comes in on it, gloves it, flips to Wilcox, and he beats him by a step. Evans to Milt for out number 1 here in the fourth inning. Here's Brett. George still not 100% because of that hamstring injury he suffered in the latter part of the regular season. Missed the first 33 games of the year with knee surgery. Still another productive season for George Brett, but because of the injuries, it's not like so many others he's had. Here's the motion, the pitch to Brett. And the fastball is wide for ball 1. George only batted 377 times in the regular season, but still drove in 69 Kansas City runs. Fastball a little bit low, 2-0 on Brett. Everybody thinks they may have an idea as to how to pitch Brett, but nobody is really sure. The Lemon shades over toward right center field on him. He certainly has power to the gaps. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the fourth inning, 1-0 Detroit. The pitch from Wilcox. There's a line drive to left field. That'll be a base hit. Herndon over to try to cut it off at the line. Brett takes the turn and holds. With that hamstring pull, he's not going to try to accelerate too much and take chances, especially with his team trailing by a run here. He didn't really have much of a shot. So Brett comes through with the first hit off Milt Wilcox, just as he did the other night. The first hit off Dan Petrie was a George Brett single. And that came in the fourth inning. Brett at first, 1 out. The batter, George Orta, the DH. Evans is going to play off the bag a bit and behind the runner. The pitch is high to Orta, ball one. Wilcox leaning on the knee now, getting the sign from Parrish. Brett can get a little bigger lead at first. The curve is in for a strike. Almost the yakadoo. He really took something off that soft breaking ball. Orta with one run batted in the series. Now the pitch from Wilcox. Fastball fouled back.
The ALCS record is 63 held by Steve Rose.
One ball, two strikes on George Orta. Brad at first base, one out. There's a pop-up foul. That'll be out of play into the lower deck near the Tiger dugout. Count remains a ball and two strikes on George Orta. Wilcox has struck out two. He's walked one. 17 wins this year. 4 more victories than he'd ever had in any one season in his career. Orta cuts and misses. He struck him out. A big curveball from Wilcox. 2 down in the 4th inning. The batter now, Darrell Motley. Darrell struck out in the 2nd inning. 2 hits and 8 trips, or make that 2 hits and 9 trips in the series for Darrell. Chunky left fielder of the Royals waiting on Wilcox. He looks at a fastball right down the middle for a strike. Well, they're trying to get the wave going again. It worked pretty well before the game got underway. The stands are packed here at Tiger Stadium. Time called at the plate. Brett at first base, 2 out in the top of the 4th inning. 1-0. The Tigers have the lead. Curveball swung on and missed by Motley. 2 strikes. Outstanding all-around athlete out of Portland, Oregon, Darrell Motley. Here's the stretch by Milt. He pitches. Fastball fouled back this way. Off the facing of the booth occupied by the owner of the Tigers, Mr. Tom Monahan. Brett getting his lead at first base. 2-strike count on Motley. He struck him out. Gave him a slider, and Motley fans, that's all for the Royals. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left at first. The Tigers come to bat. In their half of the 4th inning, it's Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
This is Elaine Kissel, hypnotherapist. Did you know that hypnosis helps people overcome so many problems it's being called the wonder way to self-improvement? That's not an exaggeration. I know. I've helped people from all walks of life with all kinds of problems, and I know from experience that the way I use hypnosis really works. I help people lose weight and keep it off. I help people stop smoking for good. And I help people overcome problems of alcohol and drug abuse. I've helped relieve people of pain and sexual problems and phobias. It's too bad most people come to me only after they've tried everything else. I get results because I take your problem as seriously as you do. I don't play with hypnosis on stage or use it to entertain, and I work with individuals, not in crowded auditoriums. Why not call the Elaine Kissel Hypnosis Center now and find out first what you need to make those important changes in your life? Call 569-7121. We'll talk it over. Then you decide. That's 569-7121.
I don't know what's happening to Harvey. You know what a klutz he is. This time he trimmed my rose bushes with a lawnmower, but he just painted the house with mercury paint, and it was magic. I even looked for a bunny.
Pull a magical trick out of your sleeve with mercury paint, the paint the professionals have been using for 65 years. Top quality mercury goes on easy and looks great.
It's not magic. It's Mercury Paint.
Mercury Paint now has 8 stores, including one on Washtenaw in Ann Arbor.
How do you turn a party into a gourmet feast? Easy. With a honey baked party tray from the Honey Baked Ham Company. Call 689-4890.
1-0 Detroit as the Tigers come to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning against the left-hander Charlie Leibrandt. It'll be Barbaro Garbe, Chet Lemon, and Darrell Evans, the first 3 men due up here in the 4th for the Tigers. Tomorrow, Jack Morris against Bud Black, if the game is necessary. Leibrandt has completed his warm-ups. The Royals bedecked in their pale blue traveling uniforms. The caps are navy blue. It's not a royal blue, which is a very dark blue, but they call it Royals blue. The favorite color of the owners of the Royals, Ewing and Muriel Kaufman. Here's the pitch to Garbe. He takes a strike, a knee-high fastball from Leibrandt. Garbe singled off Leibrandt in the 2nd inning. He pops it up off first base, coming over is Balboni. Near the photographers, he reaches, makes the catch. No, he didn't. Reached back. He overran the ball. He got to the edge of the temporary barricade behind which the photographers sit, then reached back and didn't find it. And he's being charged with an error. That's the 3rd error committed by the Royals. They've had one in each of these 3 innings, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. Leibrandt shakes off Slot. He's ahead of Garbe with a 2-strike count. Fouled back to the screen. Charlie Leibrandt finding new life in the Kansas City organization. Kicks and fires in too close. Almost hit Garbe. The motion, the pitch to Barbaro, it's low, and he didn't go after it. Sometimes Barbaro is tempted to try to take that golf swing of his, but he held off this time. Now the kick, the pitch. It's wide of the plate, and Barbaro leaned and held off, checked it. It's 3-2. The motion and the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's number 3 for Leibrandt. One out in the Tiger 4th inning. The batter now, Chet Lemon. Chet bounced into a force out, his first time up. Garbe had led off the 2nd inning with a single, and he was forced at 2nd. On a slow tapper to George Brett at 3rd base. Here's the windup, the pitch to Chester, and it's low, ball 1. Lemon, hungry for a hit, waits. And he hits a high fly ball, left field. It's back there deep. Motley at the fence now has the room, makes the catch. Darrell went back on the track in front of the auxiliary scoreboard, then circled and came back in. The ball is not carrying too well tonight. Chet hit it high to left. 2 down. And the batter will be Darrell Evans. Darrell hit a line drive base hit to left center field, his first time up. In the first 3 innings, the Tigers ended the inning with a man at 3rd base. Can't afford to do that too often. Lee Brandt winds, delivers, and it's a high fastball to Darrell, ball one. Pitch to Evans. He takes a half swing. He went too far. It's 1-1 on Darrell. In the 11th inning Wednesday night, Darrell laid down that sacrifice bunt on which Don Slaught made an error. Darrell figures that may have been his biggest at-bat in his career so far. A sacrifice. There's a pitch high for a ball. It's 2-1. Deep in the batter's box, feet close together, he strides into the pitch. The left-hander deals. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Lee Brandt works from the first base edge of the rubber. He kicks, fires, and it's high. Full count now on Darrell Evans. 2 out, bases empty here in the Tiger 4th inning. Tigers with a total of 3 hits. Lee Brandt has issued 2 walks. Evans checks, it's ball 4. He gets a walk. There's number 3 given up by Lee Brandt. The Tigers continue to get at least 1 base runner per inning. The batter now will be Marty Castillo. Marty hit a ground ball to shortstop Concepcion with 1 out. Runners at first and third in the 2nd inning. And he got down the line pretty good. He beat Frank White's relay, and that gave the Tigers the run. Chet Lemon coming in to score. 1-0 Detroit. Evans at first base, 2 out. There goes Darrell. It's taken for a strike. The throw is a bad one again. Bounce off the glove of White. Evans holds at second base. White might be hurt. I think Evans and White may have collided as Darrell went in. Darrell is not a base-stealing threat at all. But they're running on Slaught and on Lee Brandt here tonight. They picked up something in his delivery. And they want to try to stir things up. They throw to White. Hit in the dirt just in front of his glove. Took a bounce off the heel of the glove. Off Evans. Darrell came up at second, looked, but decided to hold at second base. It's a steal for Evans. 1 strike on Castillo. Strike called. The Tigers now have 3 stolen bases. And Slaught's going out to have a word with Lee Brandt. He's gotten ahead of Castillo with 2 strikes. Darrell Evans had 2 stolen bases in the entire regular season. And he picks one up here in Game 3 of the playoffs. Now Marty gets back in. Outfield, shades to left on Castillo. He backs off from a fastball, spun him around at the plate, 1-2. At game time, it was 56 degrees with a wind from the east at 8 miles an hour. That means it's blowing from the right field corner across toward the left field corner here. Actually not. If it was strictly from the east, it would be blowing in from right field. Now Lee Brandt ready to work. The 1-2 pitch. Ball 2, fastball in tight on Marty. Now they've got a fast wave going on around the stadium. Have to talk fast to keep up with the wave. Time called. It can disrupt the concentration. The wave. They've got a rapid one going around both decks here. Oh, it's a wild scene. Lee Brandt not quite ready to work to the plate. And Marty steps out. He tempts too long. at second base. 2 out here in the Tiger fourth inning. Liebrand ready to work now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's low, ball 3. On deck is Lou Whitaker. Count pitch coming up to Marty Castillo. Here it is. He cuts and misses, struck him out. Now the Tigers leave a man in scoring position for the 4th straight inning. In the 4th, no runs, no hits, a walk, an error, or no errors. There was 1 error by Balboni at first base, and the man left at second base. So we go to the 5th inning now with the score still Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
When you're on the road, drive the Marathon.
Both at home and on the road, Marathon is proud to ride with the Detroit Tigers. When you're on the road listening to Tigers baseball, turn into a Marathon station to ensure a great ride. Ride with the Tigers. Ride with Marathon.
Ride the Marathon. Ride the Marathon.
Marathon, best in the long run.
Enjoy a honey-baked hickory smoked ham from the people who made it famous. The Honey Baked Ham Company. 7 locations throughout Michigan.
With Ernie Harwell, this is Paul Carey at Tiger Stadium. The first home game of this 84 championship series. In the drive for the American League pennant, the Tigers lead the series 2-0 and they lead tonight 1-0 after 4 innings of play. Both starters, Milt Wilcox and Charlie Liebrand, have thrown a lot of pitches in the first 4 innings. Liebrand has thrown 70 pitches, Wilcox 69. Yet the Royals have only 1 hit off Wilcox. The Tigers have only 3 off Liebrand. Milt has walked 1, Liebrand 3. Steve Balboni, who drew a walk his first time up, will open up the 5th against Wilcox. Strike called on the hulking first baseman. Bye-bye, Balboni. What a great nickname. Wilcox ready to work. Kicks, fires, and that one's in there for a strike. I don't know what Balboni is looking for. He figured to get a curveball, probably. And Milt's giving him a couple of fastballs. Now, what are you going to look at, Steve? They kick the pitch. Fastball, and he foul tip. No, he missed it. The ball dropped by Parrish, and he tags Balboni. It's a strikeout for Wilcox, his 5th of the game. The last 3 outs have been on strikeouts. Incidentally, the Tigers' 3 stolen bases already in this game has tied an American League Championship Series record. Here's Frank White. Castillo in close at third. The slow curve bends outside, ball 1. Well, you got Balboni up there, the big slugger, and Wilcox gives him 3 fastballs. White comes up, and he looks at a huge bender. Now, Milt started his motion, then stopped. Got off the rubber. Right-hand hitting White waits. There's another curve, hit foul. There goes the bat. Broken. Oh, boy, he's got a little bit of the handle left in his hands. All the rest of it down by the coaching box. And Mike Ferraro had to be an old Dodger to get out of the way of that one. Talk about breaking a bat. A ball and a strike now on Frank White. Patrick Collins comes over and retrieves most of the bat from the Tiger dugout. Patrick is the visiting bat boy, visiting team bat boy. I told him he looks better in Tiger white than in Royals blue. Visiting Patrick wears the uniform of the visiting team all the time. He is the son of Britt Collins, clubhouse man. Curveball hit foul down the third baseline. ball and 2 strikes now on Frank White. 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 5th inning. The Royals have only had 2 base runners. Balboni with 2 out with a walk in the 2nd inning. Brett with his single in the 4th. Nobody has gotten to second base. A ball and 2 strikes on White. Now Milt pumps and delivers. Foul back to the screen. Another great job on the national anthem by the baritone from Ann Arbor, Bob Taylor. Given the honor of singing the anthem for the first playoff game here. Here's the kick, the pitch. Pop foul, it'll be back upstairs, out of play. Speaking of upstairs, the 3rd deck here at Tiger Stadium is being occupied tonight. I think the last time I saw the 3rd deck occupied here was when Mark Fidrich was pitching in 1976. A 1-2 pitch to Frank White. There's a foul back to the 2nd deck. Up on the 3rd deck here tonight, members of the media, because of the overflow in the main press box. Well, they're down the first or down the right field and left field lines in that 3rd deck. 1-2 count on White. He cuts and misses. Struck him out. That's number 6 for Wilcox. 4 in a row. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. And this is WJR Detroit, exclusive voice of all American League Tiger baseball playoff games. Here's Don Slaught, who bounced out to Evans his first time up, right-hand hitting catcher. Wilcox ready to work. Delivers fastball, hit to 3rd to Castillo on the 2nd hop. He guns to 1st, and that's all for the Royals. 2 strikeouts and a bounce to 3rd. 3 up and 3 away. We go to the Tiger 5th inning. It's still Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
Hello, baseball fans. We're out here at the stadium to see this championship game. It's a beautiful day, and here comes the home team out on the field.
Give us today's lineup, George. Who's on first?
Michigan HMO, Skip.
Michigan HMO?
Sure. They're always first in Michigan healthcare. With over 600 medical specialists and dozens of health center locations, there is probably one in your neighborhood.
What?
What's on second? What services Michigan HMO offers? Clinics to help you stop smoking, for weight loss, stress management, parenting, and more.
Well, I don't know.
That's third base. I don't know where you'd find more cost-free services than at Michigan HMO. Hey, there are lots of HMOs in Michigan, but only one Michigan HMO.
So if you want to keep healthy, make Michigan HMO your home base, right, George?
Right. Michigan HMO is the winning team in healthcare for the way you live today.
A marathoner is someone who wants better gasoline mileage, a smoother running, cleaner engine, and lower maintenance bills. You see, Marathon injects a top-quality gasoline additive at each delivery to give you better mileage, less engine wear, and lower maintenance costs. That's why Marathon customers keep on coming back. Try us just once, and perhaps you'll keep on coming back. Be a winner. Be a marathoner. Marathon, best in the long run.
Charlie Leibrandt continuing to loosen here as we progress toward the bottom of the 5th inning. The Tigers got the game's only run in the 2nd inning when Barbaro Garbe singled to center field. Chet Lemon forced him at second base. Actually, Garbe's hit was a hit off the pitcher Leibrandt. He slowed it down. It went out into short center field where White gloved it but didn't have a play. And Garbe was erased on the force at second. Darrell Evans then lined a single to left center field, sending Lemon to third base. And then Marty Castillo hit a squirmer toward shortstop. It looked like it might be a double play. Concepcion fielded it cleanly. Over to Frank White. White's throw to first, however, not in time as Castillo really got down the line well. Lemon came in to score the game's only run. The Tigers have missed a number of scoring opportunities in each of the first 4 innings. They have left a man in scoring position. First 3, they left a man at third base. Here's Lou Whitaker. Lou is hitless in 2 trips in this game. 2 for 12 for the series. The pitch to Lou, he takes a strike. One strike on Lou Whitaker.
Once by Wilcox. He was pitching for Cincinnati against the Baltimore Orioles.
Now Lee Brandt delivers, swung on and missed. Alan Trammell is on deck. He'll be followed by Kirk Gibson in the Tiger 5th inning. 3 hits for the Tigers off Lee Brandt. He's walked 3. There's a fly ball left field, should be caught. Motley started back, comes in, now reaches for it, makes the catch. Fooled a little bit by that drive to left by Whitaker. 1 down on the Tiger 5th. The batter now, Alan Trammell, who has walked and lined deep to Motley in left field.
Wilcox, 4 strikeouts for Cincinnati in the October 5th, 1970 Pittsburgh Pirates.
Lee Brandt ready to work on Allen. Here's the kick, the pitch. And it's a little high. Whoops, it's a called strike. Pardon me, Bill. A little delayed right hand there from Bill Deegan. Trammell shakes his head now, takes those practice cuts, waiting on Lee Brandt. Fastball is in too close, 1-1. The pitch by Lee Brandt moves him back again, 2-1. Well, against the left-hander Bud Black in the opening game, that's when Allen had that great night. A home run, a triple, a single, 2 walks, 3 RBIs. Got a left-hander out there again. Little tapper right back to that left-hander, Lee Brandt. He gloves it. They flip to first, and Trammell is out, 2 away. The 4 straight strikeouts turned in by Wilcox, the last 2 outs of the 4th inning. And the first 2 in the 5th inning, ties a playoff record. The others who had struck out 4 in a row, Joe Coleman with the Tigers in 1972, John Candelaria of the Pirates, Nolan Ryan, and Milt Wilcox when he was pitching against Pittsburgh for the Cincinnati Reds in the playoffs of 1970. Here's Gibson. There's a wide one to Kirk, ball 1. Gibson has singled and walked. He's 5 for 10 in the series. The pitch to Kirk. High for ball 2. Brett is very wide of third base. Wilson generally overplays the hitters, and he's over toward right center. Strike called on Kirk. Started to go. He cocked and didn't pull the trigger. It's a 2-1 count. Now the left-hander deals. Fouled back onto the screen. The fan tried to stop the ball as it came off the screen. Couldn't hang on. Charlie Lee Brandt pitched only a couple of innings in spring training. He was ticketed for Omaha right away. In fact, Dick Hauser admitted later in the season that when I saw him in spring training, he looked like Omaha, not Kansas City. But he was very impressive there. Swing and a miss, and Gibson strikes out. That's the 5th for Charlie Lee Brandt. And for the first time in this game, the Tigers go down 1-2-3. We go to the 6th inning. It's Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
This is today's Chevrolet. Come on in, take the wheel, start it up, get the feel of the road that rolls on. The road rolls on. Oh, straight ahead, on your own. The lights turn green. You're gone. The road rolls on. The road rolls on. Yeah. You're today Chevy, be today Chevy, live today Chevy, feel today.
ready? It's all in the wrist. Cracking open a bottle of ice-cold Budweiser, that is. Now, that's what I call thirsting after victory.
But for you, for all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
How do you turn a party into a gourmet feast? Easy, with a honey baked party tray from the Honey Baked Ham Company. 7 locations throughout Michigan.
Milt Wilcox completing his warm-ups. We're headed to the 6th inning, with the Tigers still clinging to that narrow 1-0 lead, and we have the paid attendance figure tonight for this opener of the playoffs, and they couldn't have gotten anybody more in here tonight. 52,168. That's the largest crowd of the entire year. Now, what a year it's been for attendance here at Tiger Stadium. Over 2,700,000 turned out, the 3rd largest single-season figure in the American League's history. Tonight, 52,168. Onyx Concepcion will lead off the 6th inning for Kansas City. On deck will be Willie Wilson, to be followed by Pat Sheridan. Wilcox has looked extremely sharp here tonight. Only 1 hit. The single left by George Brett in the 4th inning. Concepcion reached out and lifted the fly ball to Lemon his first time up. Castillo in tied at 3rd. And here's the first pitch of the inning. Curveball hit to Castillo. He's down on one knee, has it, guns to first, and he got it. 1 pitch, 1 away. Going to bring up the speedster, Willie Wilson. Willie has grounded to short and flied to left tonight. Again, Castillo in tight at 3rd base. Here's the motion by Wilcox, and the pitch to Wilson. He backed him off, ball 1. Wilson has been at the plate now 11 times in this series and has picked up 2 hits. So far, he has not been much of a factor. The pitch to him, curve tapped foul over toward the Tiger dugout. They've got one of the large television cameras in the Tiger dugout. The dugout is a little small to begin with, and there's not much room in there for the Tiger team. Okay right now because a number of them are on the field. There's a curve that's in for a strike. Well, I think I'm going to call that the Yakadoo. Sure looked like it. Big old soft humpback pitch. Like slow pitch here. Here's the kick. The pitch to Wilson. He struck him out swinging. Oh, set him up beautifully. Gave him a slider. Wilson is out of there. That's number 7 for Wilcox. Now the batter will be Sheridan, who has fanned and bounced out to Evans. 2 out, bases empty in the top of the 6th inning. 1-0. The Tigers lead. Wilcox delivers, and there's that off-speed breaking ball. It drops low, though, ball 1. Now the pitch for Milt. Fastball, and it's low, ball 2. Did not miss by much with that. Don't forget, if this series goes as far as 5 games, the 5th game is scheduled on Sunday, that it has been moved from a night game to an afternoon game, early afternoon. We'll have a 1 o'clock start time. Same start time tomorrow if necessary. Pitch from Milt. Ball 3, another fastball, and he's getting it a little too low to Sheridan. Lanky left-hand hitting outfielder. taking 3-0. He is, and it's ball 4. Well, there's the second walk given up by Wilcox. It comes with 2 out and brings up George Brett. This game dominated by the pitching of Wilcox and Lee Brandt. 1 run, 3 hits for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit for Kansas City. Wilcox wants a different baseball, tosses it into Lance. Bill Deegan obliges. Deegan's done a good job working behind the plate in every game of this championship series so far. Retired from the American League, or resigned from the American League in 1980. Brett takes off his batting helmet, flops it back on. Make sure it's fitting firmly. Sheridan down at first base. Evans will hold. That'll open up the right side of the infield for George Brett. Wilcox works to him. High fly ball, hit to center field. Left center now. Lemon is over there. He's waiting. He's got it. And the Royals are out in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors. A man left. After 5.5 innings, Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
Big Ten football fans, get a lined nylon jacket with embroidered emblem in the color of your favorite Big Ten school and the new 1984 Big Ten football yearbook. This exclusive yearbook and jacket with direct embroidered emblem in the colors of your favorite Big Ten school can be yours for just $19.96 plus tax and shipping. Only $19.96 plus tax and shipping. Save up to 50% over the regular retail price for a similar quality jacket. It's made of Oxford nylon with full cotton flannel lining and knit collar, cuffs, and waist. The raglan sleeves assure better fit. See your Marathon dealer today for quality Marathon long-distance gasolines. Ask him for a free Big Ten football schedule and order form for a quality monogram jacket in the colors of your favorite Big Ten school. Just $19.96 plus tax and shipping. Exclusive at Marathon. Best in the long run.
Midnight, 1 day closer to snow. Now that Snapper makes snow throwers, some people can't wait for snow. I think it's getting colder. And no wonder. Snapper's special rubber-lined auger system and steel swivel discharge chute makes snow removal a snap. And if you buy now, you get Snapper's preseason snow thrower special. Free electric start. I see flake. That's dandruff. Oh. New Snapper snow throwers at your Snapper dealer.
Snapper snow blowers with free electric start. Now at Woodward Lawn Equipment on Woodward in Birmingham.
We got a good one going here tonight on this Friday night at Tiger Stadium with a jam-packed park, 52,168, 1-0 Detroit. Tigers coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Milt Wilcox has thrown in the area of 90 pitches now, in fact 91. And the Tigers have got a couple of men up warming in the bullpen. Dave Rosemouth and Doug Bear, both right-handed. And the left-hander, Charlie Lee Brandt, now has completed his warm-ups. Well, the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres had an off day, kind of a strange setup, but they wanted to have a game every day. The Cubs and Padres played last night in San Diego. San Diego won it 7-1, and they took today off. But they'll be back in action tomorrow in the 4th game of the National League playoff series. Cubs with that 2-1 lead. Here's Lance Parrish leading off the Tigers' 6th inning. And the pitch is wide to Lance for ball 1. The motion, Lee Brandt kicks, fires. It's wide again, 2-0. In contrast to the first 2 games of this series, not much in the way of offensive fireworks so far. Lance swings, ground ball to the left of Concepcion. He gloves it, the throw in the dirt. Balboni picks it up, out number 1. Ball hit between second base and shortstop Concepcion. He ranged well to his left. and made the play to retire Lance Parrish. His throw, not a particularly good one, but Baldoni did a good job in picking it up. So there's one out in the sixth. There's Larry Herndon. Larry had a home run, you'll recall, in the opener of the series in Kansas City off Bud Black. They kicked the pitch to him, and it's outside, ball one. Larry has struck out and popped to second tonight. One out, nobody on in the Tigers' sixth inning. Tigers have not had a hit since the Evans single in the second inning. Fastball is high. One ball, one strike on Larry Herndon. He looks, it's low, 2-1. Left-hander due tomorrow if the game is necessary. Bud Black, who started the opener. Herndon cuts and misses. 2-2 on Larry. Tiger Stadium bedecked with a bunting around the facing of the upper deck. Here's the kick. The pitch to Herndon. It's a low one. It bounced up into the mitt of slot. 3-2. Lee Brandt has walked 3. He has struck out 5. Wilcox has fanned 7 and walked 2. Now the motion, the pitch to Larry. Fouled out of the reach of slot, 3-2. Applause begins in the stadium. The 3-2 pitch. Check swing, and it's ball 4. He missed a little high. Fourth walk given up by Lee Brandt, and the Tigers get another base runner. It brings up Garbey. He's checking with third base coach Alex Gramis. Garbey singled in the second inning and struck out in the fourth. Joe Beckwith is loosening in the bullpen for Kansas City. Lee Brandt from the stretch, looking right at first base, now flips over there to push Herndon back. Larry didn't have much of a lead. Larry's not a particularly good base stealer. He's got a good long stride once he gets rolling, but he has a hard time getting a good quick start. Here's the pitch, and it's in for a called strike on Garbey. Lee Brandt. The look to first, and the pitch to Garbey. It's low. One ball, one strike on Barbaro Garbey. A lot of fans came in carrying blankets here tonight. It's 56 degrees at game time. Probably a few degrees lower than that right now. Here's Snow. He's going to go to first. Drives Herndon back. Larry looks back to the bag, establishes the lead over there. And he draws another throw. Beckman in our booth has been counting pitches, and Lee Brandt has delivered 101 already. Also, 7 throws to first base. Here's the kick, the pitch. Garbey looks, it's low and outside. 2-1. These are pressure-packed pitches, too, in games like this. gets out to that lead again. 2-1 count on Garbe. He cuts and bounces a foul over toward the Tiger dugout. Now Dave Rosema is no longer throwing in the bullpen, but Doug Bear continues to loosen. Bear is one of 3 Tigers with previous playoff experience. And the ball got loose from the bullpen. I don't know whether anybody sees it. Nope, nobody has yet. They haven't called time. Now the umpire down the left field line spotted it. Darrell Motley was going to go over and retrieve it. Then he realized, hey, they might be pitching to that guy. And he was frantically waving for time to be called. Now we're ready to go. 1 out. Herndon at first base. Tigers lead 1-0. 2-2 count on Garbe. He swings, ground ball to Brett. He might get 2 to White for 1. The relay to first. It's a double play for Kansas City. And the Tigers' 6th inning is over. No runs, no hits, a walk, no errors, and nobody left. We move to the 7th inning now, and it's still Detroit 1, Kansas City 0.
Why should you buy your life insurance program from a farmer's agent? Farmers Insurance Group says there are some good reasons to do so. A farmer's agent is not just looking to make a big one-time sale. He or she is trained to handle your total insurance requirements, starting with your first car, then working with you through the purchase of your home, the growth and education of your family, the building of your business, and the development of a retirement program. And when it comes to life insurance, Farmers New World Life Insurance Company provides a full range of plans that can be tailored to your individual needs. Farmers Insurance Group and Farmers agents are constantly working to keep the cost of insurance down and the amount of protection up. Call your nearest Farmers agent soon.
In Plymouth, call Jerry Whitmer at 420-3040. In Canton, Glee Bohannon, 981-5111. And in Pontiac, Chet Fenlon, 682-7878.
Why work harder in the kitchen than you have to? Invest in quality knives that make food preparation easier. Hi, Pat Summerall to say right now, as the October bargain of the month, True Value Hardware stores are featuring a 2-piece set of Harvard cutlery for just $9.99. You get 3-inch paring and 6-inch utility knives with high-carbon steel blades that stay sharp with little care. During October, get this 2-piece Harvard cutlery set for only $9.99 while supplies last at participating True Value Hardware stores.
The Armour Food Company is proud to have contributed more than $4,500 to Michigan-based charities with over 175 Armour Star home runs in this championship season. Armour says, go Tigers.
After 6 innings, it's still Detroit 1, Kansas City 0. In the opening game, at this stage in the game, the Tigers had a 4-0 lead after 6 innings. In the second game, the Tigers led 3-1 after 6 innings of play. Now a narrow 1-0 lead. A duel between Milt Wilcox and Charlie Lee Brandt, both of whom have thrown a lot of pitches in 6 innings of work. Doug Bear is continuing right now in the bullpen to warm up as Wilcox completes his tosses. I get the feeling that if Milt gets in trouble, it wouldn't take Sparky long to make up his mind. George Orta, the designated hitter of the Royals, will be the first man to face Wilcox here in the 7th inning. And back for the play-by-play, here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Carey. It's been a dandy here before this big crowd. Orta will lead it off against Wilcox. A brilliant duel between Wilcox and Lee Brandt. 1-0 Tigers, 7th inning. Here's the windup in the pitch. Orta takes a high, slow one, ball 1. The 7th inning underway. George has lined to first and struck out. Wilcox has walked 2 and fanned 7. He's allowed 1 hit, a single by George Brett in the 4th inning. Here's a foul back to the screen, 1-1 on Orta. Been a brilliant duel between the right-hander Wilcox and the left-hander Lee Brandt. The Tigers have 3 hits, but they've not had one since the 2nd inning. They scored the game's only run in the 2nd. Here's the windup, and the pitch is on the way. Orta cuts, high fly ball, short left center. Here comes Lemon, here comes Herndon. It's Herndon to put it away for the out. Darrell Motley bats next against Wilcox. The Tigers scored the game's only run in the 2nd inning, a leadoff single by Garbe. He was forced by Lemon at 2nd, then Lemon took 3rd, on a key hit in the game, a single by Evans to left center. Lemon scored when Marty Castillo hit into a force out short to second. And that's the story right now as the tension begins to build in the later innings here at Tiger Stadium. 1-0 Detroit. Here's a swing, a little roller, hit foul over toward the Tiger dugout. New ball put in play by umpire Bill Deegan, and Milt Wilcox didn't like that one. He wants another one. 52,168, the largest crowd of the year at Tiger Stadium. Sitting in on this one. Sort of a cool night, 56 degrees at game time. Strike one, the count on Motley. The stocky right-hand hitting left fielder has struck out twice in 2 attempts. Here's a pitch. He swings and misses. A change of speed. Hold him on an outside, the breaking ball. Strike 2 on Darryl Motley. Well, the Royals have left 3 men on. They've had 2 walks and the single by Brett. Now the strike 2 count on Darryl Motley. 1 out, nobody on in the 7th. 1-0 Detroit. Swing, a ground ball to third. Tough chance for Castillo. Gloves it. Long throw to Evans. He got him. A great play by Marty. He had to go deep at third, backhand the ball, come up throwing to Evans. A great arm on Marty Castillo, and he made use of it right there. 2 out. Now let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. And this is WJR Detroit, the 50,000-watt voice of Detroit's Major League Sports. WJR AM 76 stands for sports. Balboni at the plate. The big right-hand batter swings and misses on a slow curveball. It broke away from him. He has walked and fanned. 1 hit in the playoffs so far, 1 for 9. Outfield deep to left. The infield is very deep. Castillo way back at third and guarding the line. The wind-up and the pitch. Strike outside corner with a fastball. Wilcox has been masterful at mixing his pitches. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. No runs and 1 hit for the Royals. Wilcox ready, strike 2 delivery. Balboni swings and pops it up over near third. Castillo has it, and they go 1-2-3 in the Royals 7th. Tigers back in the 7th inning. They lead Kansas City 1-0.
Good morning, employee number 420-44104. Key and I.
If you believe everything you hear, this is what the office of the future will sound like.
Master Computer will speak with you now.
Good morning, Atkins. Have you completed the required human quota of free lunch work activities?
But at Ameritech Mobile Communications, we believe the real office of the future will sound like this. An Ameritech cellular telephone transforms an ordinary automobile into a mobile office. So you can dial direct to anyone, anywhere in the world, anytime you're in the cellular service area.
Hello? Dennis, let me speak to the boss.
Ameritech cellular telephones. Phones that go in your car, in your briefcase, even in your coat pocket. Now your phone can go anywhere you can go.
Ameritech Basic Service now costs just $15 a month, and corporate equipment leases are as low as $49.99 a month. For the authorized agent nearest you, call 1-800-MOBILE-1.
Midnight, 1 day closer to snow. Now that Snapper makes snow throwers, some people can't wait for snow. I think it's getting colder. And no wonder. Snapper's special rubber-lined auger system and steel swivel discharge chute makes snow removal a snap. And if you buy now, you get Snapper's preseason snow thrower special. Free electric start. I see flake. That's dandruff. Oh. New Snapper snow throwers at your Snapper dealer.
Snapper snowblowers with free electric start. Now at Weingart's on Van Dyke in Utica.
Well, this capacity crowd taking the old 7th inning stretch. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead. Charlie LeBrant has been very effective out on the mound. The left-hander has limited the Tigers to 3 hits. 2 of them came in the 2nd inning, and they put those 2 together to score the game's only run, plus a force out off the bat of Marty Castillo. Meanwhile, Wilcox has set down the Royals with only 1 hit, a single by George Brett. And the Tigers hanging on to a 1-0 lead. This one is close as your next breath here at Tiger Stadium. Lemon, the only Tiger without a hit in the playoff series, will lead it off in the 7th inning. He is hit into a fourth and flied to fairly deep left field. Chet Lemon against the left-hander Charlie Lee Brandt. A banner from the seats in center field floats down on the turf and has to be retrieved. The Tiger hits a single by Gibson in the first, a single by Garvey in the second, and a single by Evans in the second. They left runners on third in each of the first 3 innings, left a man on second in the fourth. They've really not done any threatening since then. Lee Brandt getting stronger as the game has progressed. Now works in the 7th against the Detroiters. Here's the windup and the pitch to Lemon. He swings and fouls it away upstairs, not getting around on the Lee Brandt fastball. For the most part, Charlie has thrown breaking pitches. Brett backs up a step at third. The other infielders are deep on Chet. Strike one, the count on him. Here's the windup and the pitch. He backs off an inside tight one, and the count 1-1. Tigers had a scoring chance in the opening inning, a walk and a single. They didn't cash in on that one. They did some early running that did not benefit them. Here's the pitch. Swung on, little pop fly, hit the Balboni. He's got it, and there's one out in the 7th. Check swing, pop up off the bat of Lemon. Evans, who had a key hit in the 2nd inning, a single that got Lemon to third, and he came home on the 4th out. He'll be batting now. Evans has a single and a walk, 1 for 1 for the night. Left-hander against the left-hander. They're still playing in the pull. His base hit was over the shortstop's head. But they've got Wilson over in right center against him. Evans now 3 for 9 in the playoff series. Lee Brandt standing very straight, gets his sign from catcher slot, delivers. Here's a ground ball pulled to first base. Balboni makes the play easily, unassisted. And 2 Tigers are out in their 7th inning. That'll bring up Marty Castillo, who has the only RBI of the game. He got it when he hit into a force out in the 2nd inning, and Lemon scored. Marty struck out in the 4th inning, his only other trip. Charlie Lee Brandt bearing down, pitching excellent baseball, but the Tigers lead him 1-0. There's a fastball, moved him back. Ball 1 on Marty Castillo. LeBrandt has struck out 5, and he's issued 4 walks. The walks as yet have not hurt him. Marty swings around the ball to Brett. He backs up. He has it. Here's the throw to Balboni. It's in time, and the Tigers go quietly in the 7th. Hang on. Here come the Royals. The bat in the 8th inning. The Tigers lead 1-0.
Dear Mark, hope this letter finds you well. I've enclosed the pictures we took last summer. I even got that picture of us at Folly Cove. And remember that rainy Sunday by the cottage?
Remember it on Kodacolor VR 200, a film so versatile it captures the moment in changing light or with sudden moods.
I miss you sometimes. Remember what I said? To always move forward and never look back? I lied.
Kodak, because time goes by.
For any special occasion, it's nice to know where you can get the very best. Enjoy the natural flavor of a honey-baked brand ham. Call 689-4890.
8th inning at Tiger Stadium, the 3rd game of the American League Championship Series. The Tigers have a 1-0 margin over the visitors from Kansas City. Wilcox out on the mound. Now the police have circled the diamond here in a show of strength. And as Wilcox gets ready to pitch, the police are moved back in front of the barriers. They'll take their seats in front of the box seats. Tigers have a 1-0 lead, and the Royals send up Frank White to lead it off for them in the 8th inning. 1 hit off Wilcox, a single by Brett with 1 out in the 4th inning. He was left at first base. Milton has walked 2. He walked Balboni with 2 out in the 2nd. He was left at first base. And he walked Pat Sheridan with 2 out in the 6th inning, and he was left at first base. He has struck out 7 along the way. He has been mixing his pitches beautifully here tonight. Now they're going to try to move the police away from the bullpen area. The umpires are doing that. And Wilcox gets a few extra practice tosses before Frank White steps in. Frank, the number 7 hitter in Dick House's batting order, has fly to left and he has struck out. Excitement building with every out here at Tigers Stadium in the late stages. 1-0 Tigers in the 8th. Ready to go to work now. Wilcox into the windup, delivers, and White swings and misses. Oh, he was swinging for the boondocks on that one. He got a high, tight breaking ball. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. They've made no errors. The Royals, no runs, 1 hit, and they've made 3 errors. Big curve breaks low and away. 1-1 on Frank White. Don Slaught will bat next. Then Onyx Concepcion scheduled 3rd in the Royal 8th inning. Lopez and Hernandez have begun to heat up in the Tiger bullpen. White waits on a 1-1 delivery from Milt. He swings as a fly ball down the line and left. It may go foul. It does, and it's out of play. Got out in front of a breaking pitch and pulled it into the left field seat. 1-2, the count on White. Wilcox walks in a semicircle around the mound, goes to the rosin bag. He wants those final 6 outs here from the Royals. White leading it off in the 8th inning, 1-0 Tigers. Here's the pitch. He taps a foul in the dirt back of the plate. The only score this game came in the 2nd inning. A couple of singles and a force out. The force out off the bat of Marty Castillo. And dominated by great pitching. Lee Brandt of Kansas City and Wilcox of the Tigers. White not quite ready to get back in. He digs in to face Milt Wilcox. 1-2 the count on Frank White. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses. Struck him out. Number 8 for Wilcox. 2nd straight time he's victimized Frank White. Here's Don Slaught. He's bounced to 1st and bounced to 3rd. 0 for 2 for the night. Wilcox steps off the mound, heaves a big sigh, looks around at the infield. They're deep, with the exception of Marty Castillo. He's near the bag at 3rd and a couple of steps behind it. Here's the windup by Milt, and the pitch on the way. Swung on a little pop fly to short center. Might drop in, and it does. Trammell and Lemon tried to converge on it. It fell between the two of them for the 2nd hit for the Royals. That puts the tying run on, and Orange is at the on-deck circle. Dane Orange, left-hand batter, ready to come in now and bat for Onyx Concepcion. Orange came into the game in the 7th inning in the 2nd game at Kansas City and delivered a single. He drove in a run in that inning with a single. Batted .255 for the regular season, had 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. Got the infield and double play depth against him, the former St. Louis Cardinal, Dane Orange, IORG. He's batting for Onyx Concepcion. Here's the set by Wilcox. The left-hand batter swings his a little tapper foul down at the plate. Strike 1 on Orange. Not with the Kansas City club at the start of the season. They picked him up after the season got underway. Dane steps out, takes a couple of practice swings. Wilcox looks over to first. Evans holding on the bag there with a runner on Slot. Not much of a lead for Slot. 1 on, 1 out, 8th inning. Tigers lead 1-0. And the pitch, he swings and pops it up back at third. Castillo going into foul territory is there. He's got it. And holding at first will be Slot. The pinch batter Ord fouls out the third. Here comes Willie Wilson. Willie is 0 for 3 in this game. He's bounced to short, fly to left, and the last time up, Wilcox struck him out. Evans yelling something over to Milt. Now they want time to be called over at third base. Quisenberry going to work in the KC bullpen. Marty Castillo comes in close on Willie Wilson. Eight strikeouts for Wilcox. That's the season high for him. Here's the pitch. Willie swings and slices a foul out of play on the third base side. Pat Sheridan, the Michiganian, waiting on deck. The Tigers 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. The Royals no runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors. Wilcox didn't like that new ball that Bill Diggin put in play. They play Wilson hit the ball to left field a little bit. They've got the Lemon slightly over to left from center. 2 out and 1 on. 1-0 Tigers in the Kansas City 8th. Here's the set by Wilcox. He delivers. Willie swings, another tapper fouled in the dirt back of the plate. He did not get much wood on that one. Tigers got a run in the second inning, and they have been hanging on to that slim margin ever since, 1-0. Trying to win their first American League pennant since 1968. Strike 2, the count on Willie Wilson. Swing, a ground ball, knocked down by Evans, a race for the bag, and he is out at first base. The Tigers come to bat in the 8th inning, and they've still got a 1-0 lead.
Are you a comer? On your way up? Driving for the top? Out in front of the rest? Then you're ready for Cavalier.
Come on in, take the wheel, start it up, get the feel of the road that rolls on. The road rolls on.
If you're on your way up, drive the car that's already there. Cavalier from today's Chevrolet. A full line of front drive models with 2 liters of electronic fuel injection and optional sport suspension. Spirited performance that's made Cavalier America's most popular car. Grab one and let them know you're coming.
Take a ride, and you'll know. Turn it on, let it go. It's at your command. At your command. You're today's Chevy, be today's Chevy. Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. Chevy.
Bartender, a light beer, please.
Coming up.
Excuse me.
Huh?
You want just any kind of light beer?
Well,
when you buy a car, will any kind of car do?
No.
On Saturday night, will any kind of girl do? Well, in your case, it might.
Hey, wait a minute.
But when it comes to light beer, you got a choice. Order Bud Light.
You're right. A bartender, a Bud Light, please. Coming up. And not just any kind of glass. I want a chilled one.
Hold it.
And not just any kind of pretzels.
Hey, lighten up.
Yeah, and it's about the lighting in here.
Go ahead. Ask for Bud Light, the less filling light beer with a first name in taste. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Great play by Evans. Got the final man there, Willie Wilson, in the Royal 8th inning. Willie hit a sharp grounder wide of first base. Evans dived for it toward the second base side, got down on his knees, and then the race started. And everybody knows how fast Willie Wilson is. But Evans got up off his knees, raced Willie to the bag. Each one slid into first base, and Evans got there first for the final out. Lou Whitaker will lead off against Charlie Lee Brand. What a strong game Charlie's pitched. The Tigers got a run off him in the second inning, and that lead is held up as we go to the last half of the eighth inning. Lou has flied to center, bounced to first, and flied to left. He'll be followed by Trammell and Gibson, the top of the batting order. Here's a pitch to Lou. He swings and misses on the first delivery from Lee Brandt. Only 5 hits in this game, 2 for the Royals and 3 for the Tigers. They've all been singles. Here's the pitch. It's a ball outside. 1-1. Buddy Biancalanca now playing shortstop for the Royals, replacing Concepcion, who went out for the pinch batter Orge. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Whitaker, swung on and fouled away. It'll be on the third base side upstairs. 1-2, the count on Lou. Slot down to give the sign, but Whitaker's not ready to get back in there. Here's a pitch to Whitaker. Swung on a ground ball, hit foul over toward first base. Still a 1-2 count on him. Cool and breezy at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull, but the ball game's hot. 1-0 Tigers in the eighth inning. And it's hot because of the torrid pitching here tonight. Here's the wind-up in the pitch. He takes the ball outside. 2-2 the count on Whitaker. Brad has walked a total of 4. He struck out a total of 5. He winds, he deals. It's a high one, full count. Well, the Tigers would certainly like to take more than a 1-run margin into the ninth inning. 3-2, the count on the leadoff man, Whitaker. Forward in the batter's box, waiting on the left-hander LeBrant. Here's the motion in the pitch. He swings as a high pop-up, foul off a third. Brett coming over near the seats. He's trying to get it, but he does not have the room. It's right at the roof of the Tiger dugout at the far edge. The wind took that one and blew it out of play. Wind coming out of the east from right field. That keeps Whitaker at the plate, leading up in the Tiger 8. The Tigers ahead 1-0 over the Royals. Trying to get that final game that'll send them into the World Series. Lou digs in again. LeBrant into action, pitches. Whitaker swings and fouls it away off the shin guard of Slot. Ball bounces halfway down to first base, and Bill Deegan, the plate umpire, who's done a magnificent job in this series, chases it down. In fact, the umpiring has been very well received by both teams and by everybody in this playoff series. Outfield to left on Lou Whitaker. The wind-up, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a good dipping curve toward the outside. That's the 6th strikeout by Lee Brandt. Alan Trammell bats next. He's without a hit. He has walked, fly to left, and the bounce to the pitcher. Outfield a little bit to left on Tram. He swings a foul hit out of play over the Royal dugout on the first base side. Brett is in close in case Allen wants to lay one down, and Gibson is on deck for the Tigers. Trammell's been one of the most consistent hitters in this series, 4 for 10. 1 home run and 3 RBIs. He takes an outside fastball, 1-1. Well, the Tigers have left 5 runners on, and they all were left in the first 4 innings. The Royals have left 4 men on. It's been a pitcher's game all the way. Here's the pitch. Trammell swings, fly ball center field. Wilson is there. He's got it, and there are 2 Tigers out in the 8th. That'll bring up Gibson with a single, a walk, and a strikeout. 1 for 2. Outfield bending to right on Kirk. They'll have the infield in that direction also. Brett goes wide at third, but even with a bag, always a possibility that Gibson might want to lay one down. 1-0, Tigers lead them in the last half of the 8th inning. 2 out and nobody on for Detroit. He takes a fastball at the shoulder, ball 1. The Tiger hits Gibson, Garbey, and Evans, a single apiece. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Gibson. He takes a curve over, letter high, got the outside corner. Shaking his head, he steps away. 1-1, the count of the Tiger right fielder. Detroit has Parrish waiting on deck, hoping that Gibson can keep it going here in the 8th. He swings and misses. Swung right through a hard, high one. 1-2 the count. LeBrant mixing his pitches. Gibson out of the batter's box. 2 out in the 8th. The Tigers ahead 1-0. Back in there, the count is 1-2 on him. LeBrant kicks and deals. Swing and a foul out of the middle slot. He almost had him fanned on that one. Just tipped it out of the middle of the catcher's slot. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. No runs and 2 hits for the Royals. Riley Brandt, a tug of the cap. Scraping around with his spikes. Up on the mound, ready to go to work. The windup, the pitch. Swing, a bounding ball back to LeBrant. He knocks it down. He picks it up. He throws to first. We go to the 9th inning with the Tigers ahead 1-0.
I'm Raymond Burr, speaking for the Independent Insurance Agents of Michigan. When it comes to personal insurance of any kind for your home, automobile, or personal property, these people are real pros. You see, as independent insurance agents, they don't work for just one insurance company. They represent several companies. Because they're not locked into just one company, they're free to pick and choose among a number of possible policies. So they can give you an impartial, independent opinion and offer you expert advice on the best insurance coverage at the best price. That's why I've been using an independent insurance agent for all my insurance needs for over 25 years. So before you buy insurance for yourself or your family, take my advice. Call your Michigan Independent Insurance Agent. Tell them Raymond Burr suggested that you call.
This winter, keep the cold weather from joining you indoors by installing quality Mecklenburg Duncan MD brand weather stripping products from True Value hardware stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to suggest you choose from a selection of caulks, seals, and tapes. They'll help keep you warmer this winter and make your home more energy efficient year-round. Keep cold and snow outside with MD brand products available at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers, where you'll find values in every department. Tell them Pat Summerall sent you.
Honey Baked brand hams have become such a traditional gift, some people forget that you can enjoy them anytime. Like right now, 7 locations throughout Michigan.
It's the 11 o'clock in Detroit, and do you know where the Tigers are? They are 3 outs away from an American League pennant. And they're calling now on the man who has shut the door for many, many times this season, Willie Hernandez, will come in relieving Milt Wilcox, going into the Kansas City 9th inning. And a former Tiger, Lynn Jones, will lead off against the Tiger left-hander Hernandez. Hernandez appeared in each of the previous 2 games in this series. In the first game, he came on to the 8th inning and pitched 2 innings and allowed no runs and no hits. In the second game, he came in the 8th inning, worked 1 inning, and gave up 1 run and 2 hits. Here's Jones, who hit .301 for the year. He's batting for Sheridan. And Lynn swings. There's a fly ball to left center. Goes Lemon over. He's got it. 1 away. 2 to go. It'll be a pennant for the Tigers. George Brett, one of the premier hitters in the Major League, steps up. He picked up the first hit of the game for the Royals, a single off Wilcox, with 1 out in the 4th inning. Prior to that, he flied to right. After that, he flied to center. Willie Hernandez trying to hold him off. Now he's got a kite that is floated down from the upper deck. It is floating into the bullpen of the Royals. Time has to be called while the kite is retrieved by an usher. The Tigers got a run in the second inning in this game. On singles by Garbe, a force out by Lemon, a single by Evans, and a force out by Castillo. And they lead it 1-0 in the ninth inning with one out and nobody on for the Royals. Brett takes it is a ball low from Hernandez. Wilcox was brilliant. He went 8 innings, no runs, 2 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 8. Willie pitches. Brett swings. Bounding ball deep first. Evans has it. 2 down. 1 to go. Hal McRae, another pinch batter, will be batting for order. And another tough obstacle for the Tigers. McRae came in the bat in the second game at Kansas City and doubled home Lynn Jones. Hal McRae, he batted .302 in the regular season. One-time Cincinnati Red. And this crowd is ready to break loose. 1 out away from the American League pennant. It's up to Willie Hernandez against Hal McRae. Here's a pitch. He swings and misses. 2 strikes away. 1-0 Tigers. Ninth inning. The crowd is in a frenzy. They're all on their feet. The windup. The pitch. Strike call. Hernandez ready. The windup, the pitch, swing, a ground ball foul. Down past third. To keep the tension on here at Tiger Stadium. Tigers 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Royals no runs, 2 hits, 3 errors. 2 out in the ninth inning. McRae trying to keep the Royal hopes alive. Hernandez trying to get that pennant-winning pitch over. Here's the windup, the pitch. Swing, ground ball deep short. Trammell has it. Long throw to first, and not in time. McRae beats it out. It will be a single for McRae to keep the KC hopes alive. Allen fielded the ball at deep short. He couldn't get enough on the throw to nip McRae. He backhanded the ball. Came up throwing from the grass just behind the infield. UL Washington now will be inserted as a runner for McRae. Now McRae comes up with another pinch hit and keeps the hopes of the Royals alive here. 1-0 Tigers, a man on. Motley at the plate. He went 0 for 3 against Wilcox. Struck out twice and bounced to third. He takes the ball in too close from Hernandez. Willie was 1 strike away from the pennant when McRae touched him for an infield hit. So the hits are even, 3 for each side. Man on first is UL Washington trying to get a lead. Evans holding on the bag with him. Ball 1, the count on Motley. Here's the pitch. Motley swings. There's a pop foul off the third. It may be the pennant. Castillo has it, and the Tigers have won the American League pennant. Their first since 1968. Willie Hernandez, hugged by his teammates. The police are trying to keep the spectators off the field. Some have broken from the center field area, and the Tigers are celebrating their 9th American League pennant here tonight at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. What a night this has been. Great pitching by Wilcox and Hernandez. Wilcox setting him up, blanking them with only 2 hits through 8 innings. Hernandez coming in and putting the lid on it and bringing the Tigers their first American League pennant since 1968. There is some of the crowd celebrating out in the outfield. They seem to be pretty well contained. Some of the youngsters are coming out of the grandstand now behind home plate. They've been accosted immediately by the police, and things seem to be pretty well in hand. But the excitement has broken loose because the Tigers have their first pennant in many, many years, and they are headed for the World Series. It is now official. They'll be in the World Series, and they'll battle either the Chicago Cubs or the San Diego Padres. At final out was Motley, popping to the third baseman, Marty Castillo. the man who knocked in the only run of the ball game. Marty knocked it in on a 4th out in the 2nd inning. So in the ninth, the Royals had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left. And the final score tonight here at Tiger Stadium, the Tigers won and the KC Royals nothing. So the Tigers have swept the championship series in 3 straight games, and they did it with solid pitching and with some rusty hitting up until this game. But in this game, they ran into Charlie LeBrant, who was almost as brilliant as Wilcox, the Tigers starter. The Tigers scored their only run in the 2nd inning. Garbe led off with a single, forced by Lemon at second base. Evans single Lemon to third, and Marty Castillo, a role player all season long, stepped up, hit a ground ball to shortstop, beat out the attempt for the double play. It was a 4th out, and the Tigers came up with the game's only run, and the run that won the American League pennant for them in 1984. Now the crowd has really been well contained. They are standing on their feet. They don't want to go home. They want to celebrate. And what a celebration it will be. There's some of the youngsters have jumped down into the bullpen of the Royals.